Nice.
And a jar and 2 jars of the toxic concoction waiting to be mixed with some syrup.
Hello, everyone in the chat room. Sorry for our delay.
Shut up. I'm going to tan your hide.
Oh, yeah? I'd like to see you try.
You got to do this with it, too.
I'd like to see you try.
Oh, look at Jeff. He's such a sweetie. He's just sitting there.
Why am I hearing a... Now I'm getting... Oh, what is going on?
Why are you laughing?
Oh,
what are you laughing about?
I just don't understand why this happens every week.
I don't see a window open. I don't know what.
I think you know what? I think that we must be doing the Lord's work hard. We must be doing the Lord's work hard because Scratch is after us every freaking Saturday.
And I'm not doing anything different than I always do. And for some reason this morning my sound is just messed up. Just all messed up.
This sounds like the fight I had with John a couple of weeks ago. I made him a cup of coffee. He goes, "Ooh, what'd you do to the coffee?" The same thing I've done to it for the last 30 years. I don't know what.
I would look at him and say, "Ooh, what'd you do to your face?" It's the same face I've had for 30 years. Well,
no, not really.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Definitely the rest of me too, right?
Oh man!
You're driving me to Snickers.
Uh-oh. Sorry.
Hey, look at what I have. I have a Georgia Tech Glee Club.
Ooh, nice.
Cup. Do you know why I'm sporting Georgia Tech paraphernalia?
My hat might have something to do with your son.
Yes, he graduates next Saturday. I will not be here.
Oh no, where are you going to be?
Graduation.
Oh, I thought you meant you weren't going to be there for his graduation. I'm sorry.
Jeff has this disease where he hears only every other word.
It's called Skypism. I am sorry. No, see, I misapplied the where you are not going to be from that sentence.
There you go, because I'm already here randomly as it is.
Because here, to me, is Atlanta, and you're not going to be here in Atlanta for your son's graduation, and that's why I said, well, where are you going to be?
Oh, it's graduation in North Dakota.
I got it. North Dakota.
See? You're too easy. Yes, I will be in North Dakota for Jonathan's graduation from Georgia Tech, from the Georgia Institute of Technology.
I'm hearing all the words. It's just that they're not making any sense.
Which one of us have the stroke?
I don't know. Maybe I have them several times a day. It's just that it's my brain inside. You can't see it, but it's kind of sagging on the side right here.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. Smile, stick your tongue out.
I have to tell you, this chapter install I did at the University of Alabama.
Who asked you?
Alabama.
Alabama.
The only good thing to come out of Alabama is Georgia 20.
See, the thing is, I had students there from Auburn, and they were having a good time with the Alabama folks. So there were people there from Georgia and Georgia Tech and Kennesaw and Stillman College, and all in one room all being friends.
Well, because they're musicians, and musicians, we're just friendly folk.
Mm-hmm.
We are.
So Auburn and Alabama can get along.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I actually actively encouraged my son to go to school there because it's a lot less expensive than
to Alabama. I think that they still have reciprocity there.
For certain courses of study.
Yeah.
Wow, and I'm impressed. Reciprocity.
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
The stroke activated my intellectual centers.
Ooh, maybe I need to have a stroke.
Yeah, you definitely.
No kidding. Some of the words you're coming up with on Words with Friends are outstanding.
All right. You don't want to know how pitiful my life is? I needed to have some breakfast, so I got me a instant oatmeal packet. Here you go.
Are you eating it like that?
good.
Oh my! Ugh.
Okay, that's
I
good.
had a Greek yogurt.
Shoba.
Mm.
Okay,
I
let's
had a
see.
Snickers.
Snickers.
I win.
You do.
win.
Okay.
You definitely
Let me
win.
see. Catholic weekend and
I'm gonna have to get a
panko.
cup of coffee.
Well, go get your cup of coffee. Then we're going to start.
Needs a cup of coffee.
We need to get started. Oh, Mike, Catholic weekend.
Oh, what? What did you say? It's Skype. You Skyped. The whole thing Skyped. The whole thing died. Is it me? It can't be me. I haven't touched anything. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, you. His mic froze again. Oh, now he's cursing. Oh, it's the Father Roderick technical approach.
No idea, Jeff. So, what are we going to talk about?
What shall we talk about?
We've got people watching and we have to entertain.
Words with Friends. So Steve and I play Words with Friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're pretty evenly matched. You win some,
but
you lose some. I win some.
I play with like 2 or 3 other people,
Mhm.
but the words that you and I play against each other are awesome.
Oh, I left my phone in the other room. What was something? You know what? It's just that if you know like prefixes and suffixes and things like that, you can make words.
Let me see if I can pull up our current game. Let's see.
There it is.
Wow, that was loud.
That's happened to me in meetings before, where I've forgotten that the sound is on, and I've pretended to go look at my calendar or something.
Turn that off. So in this game right here, we've got Basques, Smithies, Pigsty, Yahoos.
That was you. You Yahoo.
Weed and Jeer right next to each other, which I thought was appropriate. Let's see. In the other game we're playing, yeah, we do play 2 games at once. Let's see. Goats. Goats. Hoodie. Broth, which I thought was a good one. Boas. I just laugh because you come up with like totally just random words that we.
Do you know that WOT, W-O-T, is the, I think it's the present the personal past of wit. I don't know how to use it. Like the word wit, like you are witty, right?
Uh-huh. You had
so,
great what?
Yes. Yes, you had great what.
Wow.
I can't wait to use that in a meeting. Our provost is a space physicist. What do they call that?
Astrophysicist?
Astrophysicist. Yes, she's an astrophysicist. And so sometimes I'll say things or do things, and she just looks at me like she doesn't get it.
You know, the new word that I discovered, I don't know, a week or so ago, I keep trying to use it in a sentence. Phthisic. P-H-T-H-I-S-I-C. Phthisic.
And it means what?
It means somebody that's
You're so
like,
full of what?
No. I guess if you use it, you would be full of what? It means like someone who has a cough like tuberculosis. So a
Oh,
phthisic is a person who coughs a lot.
that you can use it on me because one of the side effects of my heart pressure medicine, blood pressure medicine, is this
Hmm.
persistent, obnoxious cough.
I won't call you a phthisic.
And where did he go?
Oh.
He stormed off. Okay, well, we can have our own cable show with words.
That's right.
Oh my. One of the biggest newlywed fights that I had with my husband was over a game of Scrabble.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I used the word tome, Tome,
Mm-hmm.
and he said I made it up. And he challenged me, and we didn't have a dictionary in the house, and I wouldn't stand down. And so we had to pause the game until we could purchase a dictionary because this was, 30 years ago when there was no internet to just look it up on your phone.
Right. Let me pull out this tome and we'll look it up.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, he was so mad at me. Every once in a while, he'll use it and just look at me. And I'm like, gosh, honey, it's been 30 years.
Cut deeply.
Cut deeply. Well, so I posted a picture from the beach last week. Actually, a video from the beach last week. I caught 2 pods of porpoises frolicking in the surf.
Now there were some good words in that sentence.
Isn't that great? I'm going to try to work all of those into the game today.
2 pods frolicking in the surf.
2 pods frolicking
On porpoise.
on porpoise.
Hello, Jeff. Are you back?
Are you back? Please save us from wordsmithies. No, he's shaking his head. Just to the internal mic. It doesn't sound bad. I know, Mr. Quality cannot handle that.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
You must be on Verizon now.
It has nothing to do with the bandwidth. I don't know what's going on. Just a sound problem. Okay.
You might have to do it. You said you rebooted. You might need to do a power down.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of the hardware doesn't get reset if you just reboot.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get it. So you're hearing me on the internal microphone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It doesn't sound bad, though.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
at least the people on the Hangout can hear.
So what is the thing? Is it Chitango? Is it Catholic Weekend Chitango?
CatholicWeekend.chitango.com.
I ask you that every week.
Yes.
I
So,
don't
Mike,
care.
yes, we have not really officially started. Hopefully, we'll be officially starting here very shortly. So, let's see. Now, you're not going to be able to hear any of the sound effects, right?
Probably not.
That's all right.
No. Damn it.
That's all right. It's
All right.
chill.
Just follow
It's
your
all
lead.
right. Oh, well. So much
I
for
lost
that.
you again. Must be some hardware or software conundrum.
Yeah, this is a new machine too. I mean, I just bought it last year. I don't know what's wrong. It might be this stupid iMic thing. So you can't hear this, right?
Not the sound effects, no.
You'll just have to give us some hand signs. You'll just have to go.
That sounded like a heartbeat, like a baby monitor.
Okay,
No,
well, everybody watching the video here, you're just going to have to pretend that you hear the music. Okay, but if you listen to the audio version, you'll hear it all. You'll hear it all. All right. Okay, so I'm going to mute you guys, and then I'm going to hit the intro music and all that kind of stuff, and then just play along.
Yeah, give us some signals so we know.
Okay.
Mike, play Words with Friends with me. You will wipe the floor with me. Have you ever played against Mike?
No.
Oh,
His reputation.
I am not in his league. But yes, I will play with you. Anybody who once played Grodiest as a word in Words with Friends is a friend of mine.
See, I don't understand why it will take some words like that and other perfectly good words it won't take.
Yeah.
It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. And yet it will take Smithies. Oh, sometimes it takes words that...
You're listening to Catholic Weekend, episode number 269 for the week ending Saturday, April 25th, 2015. Good morning, I'm Captain Jeff. There we go.
I'm not.
From Roswell, Georgia, and joining me today from Conyers, Georgia, the lovely Maria Johnson.
Ah, hello. Thank you for waving your arms in my direction so that I
You're
know
welcome.
that you're
I'm just so happy to wave my arms in your general direction. All right, and now we hear the lovely strains of the movie, no, the play, Oklahoma, and from Oklahoma.
Hello, I'm so glad to be back.
Please
Oh,
blow
wow.
please blow your train whistle, Steve.
Well, if I could try it, this train is a wrecking already.
Oh wow. Sarah got one for me.
Awesome.
I just haven't seen Sarah.
Oh my gosh, what a wreck. And trust me, if you're listening to the audio, it's a miracle you're listening. Because I'm having sound troubles again here at the Studio 1A in the APG headquarters building in Roswell, Georgia. Also the StarQuest Production Network headquarters building. Yes, pretty sad. Anyway,
Pat Padley is in the chat. He's single daddying it this weekend.
oh, okay.
Pat.
You're being entertained, Pat.
And
Hey, you wanna go-
Stephanie has informed us that we're very professional. Thanks, Steph.
Compared to what? Okay, so the people that are watching us live right now in the chat room and watching us on the video, obviously watching video, those two go together, they are not hearing any of the sound effects and such that you, listening via the audio, are hearing. So they're not getting the full effect, but it's probably just as well. All right, well, so how have you been, Maria?
I have been fine. I went away on business/pleasure last weekend to the beach. So I tried to get on the show. I don't know if you saw me. Did you even see me trying to get into the hangout?
Yes.
We just have terrible bandwidth. We're on a peninsula when we go there.
I saw your little picture, but I never heard any. It was never got any video or sound. Nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of roughing it out there.
Yeah.
But glad to be back.
Well, good to have you back.
In time to be gone again next week.
Yeah. So what's going on next weekend?
My baby, graduates from college, so we'll be at his graduation.
Yay!
Yay.
Nice.
No. Yep.
Oh, well, that's cool.
And he has a big boy job.
Oh, really? What does he have going on?
Oh, he's got the internship transitions into full-time in the fall.
Okay. So he's going to be working at Georgia, continuing to work at the tech.
Actually, he's going to be doing research for a professor and starting some master's classes in the fall. But no, he's got a job with a company that does database stuff.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So
big data?
Yeah, big data company.
Okay.
It's all about the data.
It's all about the data.
Data.
The data.
Data.
Potato, potato.
I say data.
Data, root, route.
Data.
Tomato,
Either.
tomato. Can't we all just get along?
I don't know why we can't. Hey, Steve.
Yes.
We missed you.
Me.
You were on the road doing all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah.
And we'd hope to, the Atlanta folk here, we're hoping to meet up with you. But that didn't work out last Sunday. Kind of stormy weather.
Yeah, and just the distances involved and things like that. It just it didn't work out. But
yeah.
I'll be back.
I think we need to figure out how many ways to call Steve Sweetie this episode.
Well, sweetie.
Sweetie, bless your heart.
Every restaurant I went to, it's like, we're going to get you, sweetie. And I was like,
And did you say unsweetened tea?
I said tea.
Well, and then what did you get?
Tea, and what did you get?
And then they'd say, sweet tea? And I go, no, tea.
No,
And they
just
go, oh,
tea. No sweet. Yeah. Hey, Madge, this one's from out of town.
Lemon or no lemon?
You gotta love the South, though. I mean, I do. I am not an original Southerner, and my wife always refers to me as bad blood in the Southern lineage of her family. But anyway, I lived in Mobile, Alabama, starting from age 13, and then just a little stint in the Air Force back out in Northern California. But for the most part, I've been living in the southeastern United States since 1972, for the most part. So I'm sort of Southern. I just don't sound like it.
I'm from more south than you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, Cuba's it's more south than where we are right now. That's for sure.
I do have to say, though, I discovered Southern chicken salad sandwiches.
Ah, is that the best or what?
It's really good. I went to this place in, where was it? Tuscaloosa. And it tasted like honey. It was fantastic.
That is where to get it.
Yep.
So what's the difference between a regular chicken salad sandwich and a Southern chicken salad sandwich?
It's
I
sweet.
don't know how to answer that question.
Oh.
I don't know what was in it.
Did it have apples? What did it have in it? Did it have little tiny apples?
No,
And
it was a very smooth texture. It wasn't,
Mhm.
it didn't have chunks of stuff in it. It was mostly just chicken and whatever else. Kind of, I don't know, chopped up real fine, but it was really, really tasty.
You ever had any Chick-fil-A chicken salad?
No.
It's pretty good. What do you think, Maria? Have you ever had it?
yeah, sure. It's okay. I chop up celery real tiny, but I also put little pieces of apple in it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that style. But
And
this
some kind of
wasn't
like nuts
that.
and stuff, like pecans.
But it's a
or-
lot. You know why? Because it was. What is this? Talking about? We were talking about words with friends before the show started today.
Mhm.
One of my favorite words, and it just evokes grossness to me. But anyway, it's slathered in mayonnaise.
Slathered.
Why is that a bad thing? I like slathered.
I don't know. It just sounds.
Yeah, it does.
You know.
That's slapped on. That's what you're talking about right there. You slapped on.
It sounds like you stuck your hand in the barrel and took out the bacon grease and went like this into the.
Well, I'm not going to slather you with my love.
Thank you.
Sweetie.
I don't want to be slathered by anything.
There's our show title. Slathered with my love.
Okay.
Slathered.
This is going in the direction that it shouldn't go. We should change
Yeah,
this.
probably.
Yeah, it's probably my fault. Sorry. Okay, so you're back now in Sweetwater. Or no,
Stillwater.
actually, you're in Tulsa right now, aren't you?
Stillwater.
Excuse me.
Stillwater.
I was thinking Sweetheart, Sweetie, and
Mm.
Stillwater, and I got Sweetwater. My
Yeah, I have successfully navigated the heavy travel season, so I don't have another, really, I don't think I have another trip planned until the CNMC in June.
Awesome. CNMC.
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 Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's talk about that, shall we? What's new?
Let's talk about it.
Let
Yeah.
us.
Hey, if you're listening and you're not going, I just have one word for you, and a question mark. Why?
Oh,
Why
I
aren't
thought
you?
you were going to say loser. Oh.
Well, there's another one we can use. Loser? No.
Maybe that's not the way to endear people.
No. So I know that some of you listening are going to our event, the Catholic New Media Conference/celebration. I'm not sure what the official is. It celebration officially?
I just
or-
use the initials anymore. Who
Yeah,
knows?
CNMC. It's a new media conference put on by Catholics in Atlanta, Georgia, right after the Atlanta Eucharistic Congress, which is June 6th. Our event's June 7th, but we're starting off with a special Jubilee dinner on Saturday night, which is a separate ticket. And, yeah, we're having a great party, but it's more than that. It's going to also be how do you do this kind of thing, a nuts and bolts, practical learning kind of an event as well. And we have the lovely Miss Maria is going to talk to us about blogging.
Yay!
And how to get started with that. And we're going to have social or marketing. Is it social media marketing or just marketing in general, internet marketing, from our digital marketing expert, Pat Padley.
Yay, Pat!
And lots of good stuff there. And let's see, Lisa Hendy will be also doing one of the sessions regarding kind of how to get your team assembled and working for you efficiently to take advantage and leverage the wonderful new media that we're all about. And finally, if you're hankering to get a podcast started, I'm going to give you some of the basics about how to do that. And so, anyway, that's what we have planned for you. In addition to some panel discussions and some general, just having fun, being with each other, meeting each other, perhaps for the first time, great networking opportunities, etc., etc. So, I'm really looking forward to June 7th, the Catholic New Media Conference. So, anything else you want to add, either of you? We have a couple sponsors, too, I'd like to mention. This is a good time to do that, I think. We have it's actually part of Diocesan Publications. It's called My Parish app, and they are into mobile big time. And they have an app that is available for parishes for a very affordable price. And they're going to be there talking about that. And they are sponsoring, they're a silver sponsor. And we also have Catholic Hierarchy, and they are also sponsoring the program. And we have some more that are most likely going to be helping us out as well. So if you're listening and you have a Catholic related, well, it doesn't even have to be Catholic related, but if it's something that you think might appeal to some of the attendees, make sure you contact us by heading over to, what do we have? What's our email address? cnmc@sqpn.com?
Yep, I think it is.
So. Yeah.
That's what it used to be.
Yeah, I think it still is. All right. So, excuse me. So, what else would you like to talk about? I have something in the news that's kind of aviation related. You know, I'm the airline pilot guy. Did you? And it's kind of Catholic related as well. The president of Serbia. Did you hear about his little trek with some of his presidential staff? They were going to meet with the Pope at the Vatican last week.
No.
Yeah. Well, they were all in their nice Falcon 50 business jet, and they were flying down to Rome to meet up at the Vatican. And the co-pilot accidentally spilled his coffee on the instrument panel.
Uh-oh.
And so he kind of slathered that instrument panel with coffee. And so he started sopping it up. And then he accidentally hit one of the buttons that he wasn't supposed to hit when he was like trying to sop up the coffee, and hit the emergency slat extension switch, which is not a good thing to do when you're at 30-something thousand feet. And that's the slats are the things in the front of the wings that kind of pop out that when we're getting close to landing or taking off, provide more lift. Yeah, and if they don't come out like exactly evenly, which a lot of times they don't, you can get kind of a roll tendency. Well, anyway, this thing went out of control, dropped about a mile, and they recovered. And apparently everybody in the back of the airplane was in for quite a ride. And
I bet you they all spilled their coffee too.
Yeah, and more things probably than just coffee. So anyway, so I thought I'd just mention that. That was kind of an interesting piece of news. So.
Oh, bless their hearts.
Bless their hearts. So they. So anyway,
you need to stop checking your text messages on the app.
Well, I forgot to mute my phone. Normally, I don't get anybody sending me anything anytime. But yeah, so sorry about that.
I'm just looking to work in Sweetie.
Okay, sweetie. So
3 times. Go ahead.
What do you think? What else do you want to talk?
Well, have you been watching the news today?
No, what's going on in the news?
Oh, there was a terrible, terrible earthquake in Nepal.
Hmm.
Oh,
It was
no.
like a 7.9, 7 something. Terrible, terrible. And this happened. Well, apparently this morning, and so the news reports are just coming out. But lots of people were no doubt killed in this.
Hmm.
So, prayers for the people of Nepal.
Yeah, really. They say how big the earthquake was?
Well, I don't have it pulled up in front of me, but I think they said it was a 7 point something, which is really bad.
Wow, that's pretty huge.
And it's a really mountainous country, and it's a poor country, and so I know a lot of the buildings must have suffered. And it was near the capital of Kathmandu.
Ooh, 7.8 it's saying, looking at the news here. At least 970 people are known to have died. 7.8, wow. Yeah, definitely. Our prayers are out there. It's quite a tragedy, catastrophe.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
We've
for
been having a lot of earthquakes here in Oklahoma. They're around usually like 4 point something.
Mm-hmm.
So to go from a 4 to an 8 is 400 times bigger.
Wow. Yeah, it's kind of an exponential scale, right? Not
As
a
I
linear.
as I understand it, it's every number you go up is 100 times more than the one below it, I think.
Wow.
Do I have that right?
Steve,
I'm not.
Steve Nelson trivia. He was a geologist.
I
in
was,
another
but
life.
we didn't really spend that much time talking about earthquakes.
That's what I excelled in. I excelled in all of the plate tectonic stuffs. That I was a geology major before I switched to English literature because they're so related, those two fields.
Well, I went from geology to computer science. Yeah.
So you guys think that rocks rock?
That's right.
I have so much fun just like when I drive through Colorado or whatever, and my head is like hanging out the window looking at all the rock formations, Yeah, you don't
I
want to
have
be
forgotten all
following
of that
me.
stuff. I forgot all of that stuff, but I remember that I was the one that everybody in the labs, they used to go find me because if it was a rock, I'd stick it in my mouth and tell them what it was.
Yeah.
So you can taste a rock and know what it is?
Well, it has the texture, and sometimes if it dissolves a little bit and other things, it's
Yeah.
I mean, it's a skill.
Okay. Skill.
I understand that completely. I understand it completely.
That is really strange.
Back to slathered.
Oh my.
Mm.
Yeah.
I used
The
to,
slathering those rocks all over your tongue.
It was neat to go diving because I was in South Florida, so I did a lot of there's the aquifer that's under the state of Florida, is where all the water comes from, and so it's a whole and whatever. Who wants to talk about geology?
I
In
do.
other news,
So,
the
yes.
Pope is going to Cuba. Pope Francis is
saw
going to go to
that.
Cuba in September. Yeah.
Before he shows up here, right?
Yeah, he's going to Cuba first, and then he's going to come up for the what is it called? The thing on families, the synod.
The
Synod
Synod
on
on the family. So what is it, Steve? You're going to be going, right?
Well, I don't know if I'm going. I have a hotel reservation in Philadelphia, but I haven't made any plans to go because I don't know anybody who's going.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, you do know some people who are going.
I do?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Two,
Yeah.
two
Maria
of
and
your
I are
angels
going.
are going. No,
Oh, wow.
two of your angels will be there.
Cool.
Awesome.
I need to get in touch with them.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that lay people are meant to be out on the front lines of using media in the new evangelization?
That's why the CNMC happens.
Yes.
There was a speaker at a panel discussion Monday at the Catholic University of America in Washington.
America.
Sweetie. The panel consisted of leaders in Catholic broadcasting and communications and was held in honor of the 75th anniversary of Archbishop Fulton Sheen's first televised service on Easter of 1940. Wow.
I don't think that's really a new idea. I mean, I think those World Days of Communication.
Mm-hmm.
Frame.
I think that's been a theme for many years.
Okay, well then forget it. I'll
we
move
lost
on to
Maria.
something else. What?
I think we lost Maria. She's
Oh, no.
frozen.
Oh, no.
Come back to us, Maria. Come
She's
back.
just in shock. She's appalled by what you just said, apparently. Well, you know, I thought that Lynn said that she gave us some kind of a quiz. Oh, yes. Here, I'm going to click on this. This is going so smoothly this morning. Thank you very much. Discover what saint would like to be your friend.
Oh, okay. How do you do that?
Well, what's the greatest part about being friends with the saints? It reminds us that the saints were normal people just like us. That's true. While we all have our unique story, everyone can find a saint that has walked a path similar to our own. Okay, so the fascinating part of it. So if you don't have one already, we made this quiz. Okay, let's play.
Okay.
So where is
See
the
how I
button
do.
for me to pick? Oh,
I
here.
demand that whatever I get is a bad.
Oh, listen, we have Maria back. Thank you, Maria. So what kind of a friend are you? This is going to be only one at a time here. So, Steve, you want to go?
Sure.
Okay, are you open, generous, joyful, attentive, fun, trusting, or silent? So,
I pick one of those?
yeah, you have to only pick one, I guess. I'm
Yeah.
sure you're more than one of those. Open, generous, joyful, attentive, fun, trusting, silent.
Blank.
Trusting.
Trusting. Click. All right. What type of music do you prefer? Instrumental, classical, or modern?
Instrumental and classical are the same thing.
I know, but well, I guess you can have instrumental that's not classical. So in other
I
words,
would say instrumental then.
instrumental. Okay, you don't like the people singing.
Well, you said which one do I like best.
I know.
It's not I don't like the others.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not. I shouldn't be putting words in your mouth. Pick a place: the theater, a carnival, the sea, the city, out in nature, the mountains. A lot of those are kind of the same thing.
Contradictions there. Mountains.
Mountains. The mountains. Okay. Which of these could be one of your favorite phrases? Wow, a lot of phrases here. Okay, here we go. This is. I'm looking. I don't see slathering in here. It is Jesus that you seek when you dream of happiness. He is waiting for you when nothing else you find satisfies you. That sounds like Augustine. Okay, number 2, can a woman forget her nursing child, that she should have no compassion on the son of her womb? Even these may forget, yet I will not forget you. Wow.
These are long.
I got some of those out of order. It didn't sound like those words all went together the correct way. Okay, third one.
That sounded like scripture. I think that was scripture.
Okay, you ask me whether I am in good spirits. How could I not be so? As long as faith gives me strength, I will always be joyful. Let us begin, brothers, to serve the Lord God, for up to now we have done little or nothing. Continuing, without confidence and love, there can be no true education. If you want to be loved, you must love yourselves and make your children feel that you love them.
Is that all one?
No, these are all, that one was, yeah.
Oh.
Without confidence and love, and then it stopped with, ended with, and make your children feel that you love them. Here's another one.
Difficult just to hear these.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm reading them, and I don't know which one would be the best one. If I could begin to live all over again, I wouldn't want to be anything other than a small child who always gives his hand to the child Jesus.
Pick that one. I like that one.
All
Pick
right.
that one.
I got it. All right, picked. Okay, choose a historic period. The Middle Ages, early Christianity before 325, 20th century or 19th century.
I have to pick one of those?
Yeah, so before early Christianity, before 325, the Middle Ages, 19th or 20th century. I guess they mean, would that be the time that you'd like to live or something?
Based on, well, I don't know, 20th century. It's hard to
20th
know.
century.
It's hard to know what about that.
I know. These are hard. Which of these options describe you best? You are an intellectual, cultured, and restless person. You have intellectual. You have intellectual. So I think it means you are half intellectual, half active, deep, and a dreamer. You are an active, joyful person that is full of ideas. and you are a calm, solicitous, trusting person.
Read number 1 again.
You are an intellectual, cultured, and restless person.
Right, that's probably me.
Okay.
Restless. That's me.
Restless. Which animal do you identify with? Okay, you ready? There are like 8. A German Shepherd, rabbit, bear, eagle, horse, lion, robin, canary.
Do I identify with? If I had to pick one, I'd want to be an eagle. So pick
Eagle. I was going to say eagle too. That's just cool because they can get to fly around. What was your dream as a kid? Be a theater actor or singer?
Nope.
Be a great erudite professor like Maria? Be a mother of many children?
No.
No?
No.
Take care of animals? Be a famous scientist? Travel around the world? Be a missionary or run an orphanage?
As a child?
Yes.
The traveler
Dream as a
one.
kid. Travel
The traveler
around the
one.
world. Yeah. I think a lot of us are like that.
Yeah.
With which, here's a good one. With which part of the house do you identify with?
Really?
Library, the entrance door, reading room, oratory, spacious patio, balcony, garden.
Library, I would guess.
Library,
I've always been a
'cause you're an intellectual.
bookie. I'm a bookie.
It's calculating. Oh, this is a good one. Guess who it picked for you?
Francis Xavier.
No, it's someone we sometimes pray to before we start the show.
Saint Isidore.
Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
He'd like to be your friend, it says.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, that's a good one. On
Yeah.
April 6, 1901, Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati was born in Turin to a prominent family. Okay, very cool.
See, if he had been my friend, then he might have taught me how to ski, because I never learned how to ski.
He died in 1925 of poliomyelitis. Is that what we just call polio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, very cool. Is Maria still here? She's not saying very much. Nope, she's gone.
No, she's gone.
Okay, because I didn't have the Hangout window up when I was doing all that. Because I'm glad that you went for the quiz and not her.
Yeah, she was having some bandwidth problems, so I think she had to reboot or something.
Okay. Well, we're having all kinds of technical difficulties this morning. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, that's right. The evil one is after us again.
Yeah. What? Father Roderick is?
Hey.
I'm just kidding. Hey, speaking of Father, we talked about it last week. Have you checked to see how many hits his video has garnered?
Well, according to Facebook, Inga, he's crossed 1 million views on that video.
Wow,
that's amazing.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, it's something.
So how do you, and this is something that we in new media are trying to, the code that we're trying to crack is like, okay, well, let's make some kind of viral video that I don't know if you can actually. If there's a formula for that or if it just happens. I mean, obviously Father had a great idea. He knew he was going to be excited when he watched the Star Wars trailer. And I don't know if he came up with it himself or somebody said, hey, you should videotape yourself while watching the trailer for the first time. But whoever's idea was, it was brilliant. And there was no acting there. You can't fake or act the way that he did without being genuine. And
well, that's it. I mean, he was obviously just reacting in the moment, and there was no attempt on his part to color anybody's perceptions of him or what he was doing or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, I every time I watch it, it just gets better. And so what we're talking about is Father Roderick, our CEO and co-founder of the StarQuest Production Network, our lovely, adorable Dutch priest, did a video of himself watching the new Star Wars, Star Wars 7 theatrical trailer. And if you haven't seen it, you really do need to watch it because it's pretty amazing. It's been getting a lot of traction out there in mainstream media.
Yeah. I think even J.J. Abrams watched it at one point.
Yeah. He said he thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, so congratulations, Father. Now, if we could just figure out, if we could just bottle that and figure out a way to do all of our videos like that, we would really be going a long way toward our part of the new evangelization. But right there, that what he did, although it was had nothing to do overtly with Catholicism or Christianity or anything, just by the fact that he was a priest is part of the equation, I think, that people see. And a lot based on a lot of those comments. So we looked at some of those comments before. What was the one from the atheist guy that said that he wished that all Christians had that same kind of allure or enthusiasm, or what? Do you remember exactly what that comment was?
I didn't read it.
No, Steve, that's right. It was Father Corey.
Yeah.
Where's Father Corey? How come he's not with us this morning?
He wasn't feeling well today.
Oh,
he sent an email out saying that he had a real bad cold and he couldn't. Didn't think he would be able to speak today.
I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, he was the one that was reading. There was an atheist that made a comment basically saying, hey, why can't all Christians be like as I don't know what the term he was or used was, but anyway.
Well, we're not all the same. We're not all one size fits all,
Right.
And
right.
We all have baggage that tempers the way the world sees us. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, we're humans.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's one of those phrases that you hear sometimes when you say, well, when you're describing a fault or a character flaw, you say, well, I'm just a human. But somebody pointed out to me, Deacon Tom Gottschall at my previous parish, that, shouldn't we be using the human Jesus as our example of what it means to be fully human? I don't want to use that because that's way too high a bar.
Well, it's always something to aspire to.
I mean,
I'm way away from that myself.
Well, yeah, but that's but I thought it was a very well made point, to basically say, well, I'm only human, and then you could say, well, so was Jesus. Well, I guess he wasn't only human, but he was 100% human, and he was 100% God.
Yeah, so. But most people say, I'm only human as a way of copping out on
right.
things, It's like, oh, don't expect more of me because I'm only human.
Yeah, I mean, come on, yeah, maybe I'm not perfect. I'm only human.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know that there are a bunch of myths? Of course you know this because you are a lifelong Catholic, and I'm a convert. I used to say recent convert, but now it's been 15 years. I still don't feel like I've been a Catholic for 15 years. That's amazing. Anyway, there are some myths involving Catholics and the Catholic Church.
No.
This is from the website equippinggodlywomen.com. And let's see, myth number 1, Catholics aren't Christians.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how many times I've heard that here in Oklahoma.
Well, you know what? Sometimes I think it's our fault because people will say, well, are you Christian? And then you go, no, I'm Catholic. No. That's not the way to answer the question.
Right. But conversely, I get, it's like, oh, you're Catholic. Oh, I thought you were Christian. And it's like, well, why do you not think that? And it's because of miseducation on the part of some of our Protestant friends who define Christianity in a way that makes it easy to exclude Catholics from that.
Right. And the answer here to that myth on this website says actually Catholics consider themselves to be the original Christians who are doing their best to hold to the same beliefs and traditions that the church held to in the first century. And the other Christian denominations are offshoots of Catholicism, or other denominations we'd like to call them, which began in an effort to change certain Catholic beliefs. So that is true. All you need to do is go look at history and see that. Myth number 2, the Catholic Church abandoned the Bible for man-made traditions. No. While the Catholic Church does have many traditions that aren't explicitly found in the Bible, so does every church. Traditions themselves aren't a bad thing. It's when we value traditions over God, or when we hold the wrong traditions, that they become a problem. Many or most Catholic traditions are rooted in Scripture. However, the ones that aren't, many or most, have a firm historical basis. Yes. And by the way, the Catholic Church is the group of Christians that came up with what books were considered truly inspired by God and made up the canon of Scripture, or what we call the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, a lot of that is also, it's more miseducation. You know, there are people out there who make it their job to misinform people about what the Catholic faith really believes, and
and I think that some of them don't do it on purpose because they really truly believe that, in that. But I think there are some out there that know better and do it anyway, which is sad. Myth number 3: Catholics worship Mary, saints, and statues. That's that's a tough one. That's a common one. In fact, when my daughter was my oldest daughter Alyssa was in school at a non-Catholic Christian parochial school, in her English class, or maybe it was Chris, one of them, they were given it was an English or spelling or some kind of a class, and they had this book, and they had like little pictures, and they were using like various parts of the alphabet or whatever. And I think that this page had I, and I think the word was idol, IDOL. And guess what? There was a picture of on that page that was the correct answer. It was a picture of Mary, Jesus' mom.
Yeah.
And is like, whoa,
Well, that goes back to education as well. I mean,
yep.
But they use the word worship in a way that's different than the way we use it.
Right.
We only worship God, but we venerate saints and Mary.
I can see though how people kind of get that impression, because until you really understand, being a Catholic Christian almost is like a different language. The words that we use in Catholic churches and non-Catholic churches are the same words, but they mean different things.
Oh yeah, there's definite language difference.
And I didn't, that was one of the things I was uncomfortable. I've mentioned this on this show before. When I was going through my conversion process, one of those really tough things for me was Mary. And because, growing up, the only time we really talked about or heard about Mary was, around Christmas time or during Advent, and, pregnant with Jesus, and then giving birth to Jesus, the Nativity, etc. And wasn't a lot of emphasis on her. And it was kind of like, she was just a girl that, or a woman who had the baby Jesus. And there wasn't really much more to it than that. So when you kind of grow up in that environment, and then you are exposed to devotions like the Rosary and other things, until you really get a firm understanding or grasp of what it is that we're doing in that kind of a devotion, or who we're praying to, or what really praying means. I think in the non-Catholic Christian world, praying and worship are basically equal. They mean the same thing. But we know that that's not the case at all. Praying is asking. What was the old English term when they'd be in court? I pray thee to let my client off, or whatever. They pray means to ask for something, and not worship something. But anyway, what's your take on that?
Well, I mean, the well-informed Catholic will know that there's a difference between worshiping God and, venerating, praying to the saints and Mary. Statues, that's just right out. I mean, you don't pray to a statue. Mm-hmm. That's idolatry. And, and maybe there are people that cross into that, mm-hmm. Just because they've not been well-formed in their faith. But, I think a lot of it is that there's not been this conversation with many people. I used to run into this a lot as campus minister, mm-hmm. Like the difference in terminology. And one of the biggest ones was the word evangelize. Mm-hmm. In some of the Protestant groups that I worked with, evangelize meant saving souls, going out and saving a person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we use the term evangelize to mean live the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
So that's two completely different definitions of that word. And if you don't know the difference, then you're not going to be able to talk to each other very well.
Right. Exactly. That has to be when a Catholic Christian and a non-Catholic Christian start communicating with each other. I think that should be the first thing that happens. Is okay. Let's kind of talk about some words here and what we mean by that, or maybe that just naturally comes about in the conversation. But I mean, it's hard sometimes. We get our backs hunched, ready to be very defensive when somebody starts questioning something that is contrary to what we believe is truth.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of truth, it's true that Maria Johnson is back with us.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't know what happened, but now I can't hear Jeff.
Oh, good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So you can hear Steve, but you can't hear me?
I hate this.
I hear you, Jeff.
That's weird. So I'm starting to wonder if this is Google Hangouts problem.
Oh well.
Maybe.
So
No.
tell
I'll
Maria
just go
that I said
drink
hi.
myself into oblivion.
Yeah, we're gonna have like the big telephone game here. Maria, Jeff says hi.
Hey, hi Jeff. We're gonna have some more coffee.
This is
I don't know.
This is just odd. Yeah.
Google threw me off, literally. It told me to go install a plug-in in the middle of that mess.
What?
Really?
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
So, are we still going on with the show that I have interrupted? Who was your saint? I'm so sorry.
I got Pier Giorgio Frassati.
Oh, he's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh.
Steve,
What did Jeff get?
You are now in
I see
charge
he's
of this.
talking.
Jeff just now put me in charge of the show.
Oh, okay.
Wow, this will be fun. So we got into a deep discussion about the difference between Catholics and people who don't understand Catholicism.
Oh, wow.
So it was interesting.
Wow.
I don't know what to talk about now because I don't have any of the lists open in front of me.
Open a list. I think I've just,
Well-
y'all carry on. I'm going to just come out and go back in and see what happens.
Okay.
If I
Good
can
luck.
ever make it. Good luck. You're right.
Oh, this crazy thing we call the
Bye.
Hangout.
Yeah, it's a big old train wreck.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Oh my. So well, we already talked about next year, the Year of Mercy, and the Pope is to blame for the Eagles' road-heavy start to 2015. What is this about?
Nah.
No.
No.
Okay. Let's not do that. Oh, I'm sure there was something else I was thinking about might be fun to talk about here, but I just can't think of what it is. Well, last week we talked about Cardinal Francis George and his passing, and Father Corey kind of related to some encounters with Cardinal George and seminary and that kind of thing.
I got to meet him in passing a few years ago when I was at the bishops' meeting in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
So, hello, Maria. Are you back?
Okay.
I see her picture, and she's shaking her head.
She's giving us a thumbs down.
Yeah.
So apparently she
don't
can't
have
hear
time,
either
do
of
we?
us. It's getting close to that time where we should probably just call this thing quits. What do you think?
Yeah, well, not to beat a dead horse or anything, but we just seem to be limping along today.
Yeah, I know. This is just really painful, I'm sure, to the people in the chat room listening to this, watching this train wreck. I'm going to play right now. You're not going to hear it, but there's Puxatawny Phil playing in the background. And the reason why I have Puxatawny Phil...
Now y'all are just messing with me and pretending to be talking.
No, we can hear Maria now.
We can
you
hear
hear
you.
I can't hear either of you now.
Well,
Oh God!
why?
I'm gonna go home. Oh, I am home.
This has got to be the worst show ever.
Oh, no,
Gotta
no,
be.
no. We've had worse shows than this.
So
This
anyway,
is
while
unbelievable.
Puxatawny's Phil is playing in the background here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say thank you to each and every one of you who have donated to the fight. No, not the fight. The new evangelization efforts at the StarQuest Production Network by becoming a friend of SQPN. If you are not a friend of SQPN, why not head over to Maria's watching me like get really, really animated, and she has no idea what I'm saying. Love you, Maria. So anyway, head over there to, well, you're right there on the site now, maybe. And if you're not, head over to sqpn.com and click on the Friends of SQPN, and there you can find out a very convenient way to donate, contribute to our effort in the new evangelization. And if you do online shopping, consider going to sqpn.com first, clicking on the amazon.com banner, and then doing your shopping, and then we'll benefit from a very small portion of your purchase, but it all adds up. So we do appreciate you considering us when you do your online shopping on Amazon. And finally, Bluehost, great web hosting company. If you have a blog or a podcast or you're selling something or whatever it is, please, and if you're looking for a good company to host with, Bluehost.com is one we can highly recommend. And there you go. We're going to go ahead and turn off Puxatawny Phil. It's fading gently into the background.
I'll pretend like I'm listening to it.
Yeah. Can you hear me at all, Maria?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, you can.
Yay.
Well, you can hear Steve too.
I don't know. Say something,
Yay.
Steve. Yay! Yes, I'm.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, we're back to normal almost.
Oh well, normal.
As normal as we ever are.
Whatever your
Uselessly.
definition of normal is. Okay, and so now pretend that you hear Pat Gone. The picks of the week. Okay. Sorry, Pat. I don't do it as well as you do. The picks of the week. All right. I'm going to go first.
Please.
I received this in the SQPN mail.
Ooh.
Okay, and it is addressed to SQPN, and it's from John Klingele, Klingele. He is up in Yakima, Washington.
Oh.
So
All the way from Washington.
all the way from Washington State.
That's still one of the 6 states that I need to visit.
It's a beautiful state. Okay, let's see, what is this here?
One of the 6 states left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We only have 6 states?
Only
I thought that we
6
had,
left
like,
that I have to
That
visit.
he has
Oh,
not
okay.
visited.
I visited 44.
Well, as our president says, there are 51, right? Okay. Captain Jeff, enclosed, you will find examples of the lollihops that were referred to in the newspaper article.
Lollihops?
Lollihops. I didn't mispronounce.
Huh.
Is
that
this
a
something?
beer thing?
Is this something that could be available at the Catholic New Media celebration? Since you're an aficionado of beers along with the Catholic drinking, I thought that these may be of interest to you and at least some of the assembly. I'm allergic to hops, so I cannot sample or judge the lollihops. You can. As a non-alcoholic product, it would be suitable for children too. Check them out, see what you think. Since some 80% of U.S. hops are grown here in Yakima County, it is a commonly discussed agricultural commodity, although apples are a bigger topic and of greater monetary significance locally. Thanks for all of the fun on Catholic Weekend each Saturday. Most Saturdays I remain as one of the anonymous watchers. Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
I wouldn't want to identify myself either.
I hope that you can at least occasionally get some of the historic participants back onto the program. Angela Cialana. Yeah, we need to have Angela back sometime. Mac Barron. I don't know about that.
Yes.
Yes.
Billy Newton. Of
Billy.
course.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm planning to finally get to a CNMC this year.
Yes.
To give me an opportunity or maybe an excuse to see a couple of states that are missing on my bucket list.
There you
How
go.
about
Thanks
that?
See, it's a thing.
That's from John. And how would you pronounce that last name?
Klingly.
Klingle?
Okay. So
Klingle?
now
His name's not good.
I'm not going to read the newspaper articles to you online or on the show here, but I am going to sample one of the. Okay, here we go.
Wait, no fair if you're not sharing with us.
Well,
Yeah.
no. Well, look. He gave us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm just going to choose one, and you can tell me which one I should do. There's lemon, raspberry, passion fruit, kiwi fruit, and mango.
Passion fruit, Jeff. That's
Passion
all you.
Oh, Steve.
Oh, you're such
You're
a
so
sweetie.
sweet.
Now what I did was I picked the one that I would least want to try. So.
That's it. That's right. You want to try the mango.
Okay, so I'm trying the passion fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So it's supposed to taste like beer or something? It's made out of
Well,
hops.
just the hops part of beer. Hops are kind of a.
The sweeter part, right?
It's like a no. Hops aren't sweet. Hops are
Oh, no.
like a spice, like a thyme or
Mhm.
like cilantro or cumin or something. You know, some kind of a.
It's,
Is
you
that
know
what makes IPAs gross?
Yes. I mean, that's what makes IPAs wonderful for me, but gross to you.
I actually harvested hops once with the
Really?
monks. With the monks at Christ in the Desert Monastery, they grow their own hops.
Yeah, you know what? Have you ever seen? All you have to do is stand out there and watch. You can almost see the hop grow. I mean, they're amazingly fast grower or whatever.
That's the name. They're hoppy.
You know, they're related genetically to marijuana.
Mm-hmm. Cannabis, part of the cannabis family.
Yeah, and when I was harvesting them, my hands went numb.
Oh, really?
Did you get really hungry?
No.
No.
But what he doesn't say is it was like 30 degrees below zero.
No,
No,
it
I'm just
wasn't.
kidding.
It
This
was
is
rainy though, but it was,
This is interesting. I don't think a kid would like this. There's some sweet. It's almost like sweet and sour. It's almost like a little bitter, and that's what hops kind of lend to beer: bitterness and also an aroma, and it also is a preservative. But mainly that bitterness that you taste in a really aggressively hopped beer. That's from the hops. That's good though. I like it. But I can tell you right now, if I gave this to any of my kids, they go, ugh, it tastes like cough medicine or something.
That's interesting. Well, you know what? My friend from down under, from Australia, sent me another packet of Australian chocolate. So I'll have to take that with me to the CNMC.
Is that
We
the
tasted
same?
that, remember? Yeah, we tasted some of that last year in Boston,
Weren't some of them like really not?
some of them were really good. I ate the good ones, and I saved the not so good ones for you guys. And Sister Ann Flanagan, who will be at the CNMC, suggested that one of the flavors was kangaroo poop.
I think it actually was.
yeah, she
And
wasn't
Father
a fan.
Jay, and Father Jay was also sampling it, and he concurred. He corroborated her review.
Yeah, I
There's
remember
another
tasting
word, Steve.
Corroborate. Yeah.
corroborate.
Well, obviously that chocolate wasn't meant for saintly people like Sister Ann and Father Jay.
Nice.
Okay, so this is the card from Yakima Hop Candy Company. So.
It's kind of blurry. Can you back it up a little bit?
All right, back it up a
There
little bit. There we go. And thank you again, John, for sending that. And look forward to meeting you in person at the CNMC. And
Yeah, look for me to make sure that I give you some Australian chocolate.
by the way, the CNMC is just 42 days, 19 hours, 37 minutes, and 10 seconds away.
Get your ticket now. Come,
Yes,
come
do.
to this.
I will make
There'll
my
be
flat
all
arrangements
kinds
today.
of big announcements made.
Yes. So thank you again, John. And that's my pick of the week. So who's next?
I'm going to go with that because we've got some new information up on the website. So the CNMC is my pick of the week. And go check out the website. You can enter it by going to the sqpn.com and looking for the CNMC, but there's also a direct link to the information, right? And is it cnmc.sqpn.com? Is that right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think that works, sweetie.
Yep,
All
sweetie.
right, so slather yourself with some of that good CNMC goodness,
Lather yourself.
sweetie. So, hey, sweetie. Hey, sweetie. You hear us over there?
Nope, he totally tuned you out.
What's your pick of the week, sweetie?
I get. First of all, Jeff, that's just weird. And let's just say that not many people call me sweetie, so I don't usually answer to it right away.
Oh. How about dear?
Dear.
Oh, dear.
Good thing.
Honey, how about honey? Hey,
Oh,
honey,
hey,
come on.
hey, my passion fruit. Would you tell me what your pick of the week is?
I'm gonna bring this back to something a little more serious.
Okay.
It's your own fault.
No, my pick of the week is have you ever heard of praymorenovenas.com?
Yes.
I believe I get.
Yes.
Are they the ones that send out an email?
The daily email.
Yeah. You know,
John?
it's
I'm
weird.
doing
So
the Mary Untyre of Knots now.
yeah.
You too?
I'm doing it as well. And it's weird, when I first signed up for it, I forget exactly why. There was a particular novena they were starting, and I liked it. And then, I don't know, then I found it annoying for a while just because I kept getting these emails, and it was like, I don't have time for this, But I'm just being honest. And then I've sort of come back around again. I was like, I look forward to this because it makes me spend some time praying when it's like in your face. It's like, do this. It's like, okay, I'll do it. So I kind of passed through that little desert where it was like, leave me alone, to back to and like, yay, now I'm going to make some time to pray. So I highly suggest it to people that are looking for a daily little urge to pray.
Mm-hmm.
So check out praymorenovenas.com.
And then you'll get an email in your inbox from John, Paul, and Annie.
Mm-hmm.
Every day.
Pray more novenas. Obviously, we all agree that this is a good pick because we all subscribe to it.
Yeah. And if you do get annoyed with it, just give it some time.
Well, it's funny, those things kind of come and go with me too. And I think I've been in a kind of a desert. Funny thing, after Lent and in the Easter season is when I'm feeling the desert. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been able to pray with any kind of concentration. My regular morning routine has been just out the window. And I don't know if you know that a few maybe it was a month or so ago, I had written a blog post about Jesus texting me because I've got an iPhone 6 that has somehow just randomly does things. It dials people. It just dials calls. It's probably my fault because I don't turn off the screen and I might pop it in my pocket. So maybe that's part of the reason.
That might have something to do with it.
But it's been just going wacky lately, and I use the Laudate app for my morning prayer, and I haven't been doing my morning prayer, and I get the USCCB's email in the morning with the scripture readings as a reminder to me as well, and all of those things started blowing up on my phone, and I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, oh gosh, yes, okay, I get it, God.
Somebody's trying to communicate with you.
Somebody is trying to communicate to me, and I kept thinking of Bruce Almighty when he says, "Send me a sign." So I started that novena to kind of release me from some goofy things that I have going on my mind that have been keeping me neglectful of what I really need.
Well,
to
I hope that Mary unties all your knots.
Unties all those knots. Yeah. So that's a good pick, Steve.
That's awesome. All right. So I think we all did our picks. Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah.
CWC. Okay. Well, hey, speaking of great blogs to read, we have the Another Cup of Coffee, Bago Johnson.
Why, thank you, sir. Hey, I have a video up today of our trip to the beach last weekend where I got some porpoises playing in the surf.
Ooh, I can't wait to watch that.
Yay.
How do we do that again?
Go to
BegoJohnson.com?
BegoJohnson.com.
Okay.
Follow me on Twitter at Bego.
At Bego. Okay. Steve, what's going on over your site?
Well, it's been kind of slow, but I went through this horrendous travel season, so I think now I'll be able to attend to it a little bit more. But everything is Stavon.com.
All right. And on Twitter and Facebook?
Steve_Nelson.
And I can't underscore that enough.
You can also follow Steve at Sweetie.
Sweetie. Yes.
No, not really.
Be careful.
Somebody else is probably.
Not
Who
sure
knows what that is?
Yeah, you may not want to follow that, whatever that is. Yeah. Everybody's now going to look. Oh, let's go see.
Buyer beware.
Maria said.
Wow. His life is a lot more interesting than I thought. Okay. And I am the airline pilot guy or Catholic pilot, and you can see me at either of those locations, CatholicPilot.com or AirlinePilotGuy.com. And until next week, we're hoping that you have a great Catholic weekend and a great week as well. Take care, and God bless.
Nobody was injured in the recording of this episode.
I think that the next time I have to fly this train or fly this plane, I'm going to go like this when I sign off. God bless. And God bless.
Shut up.
Okay.
Yeah, like in the chat room, Mike Kuipers, Google Hangout is not one of our picks of the week.
Gosh,
I don't think we've ever had that much problem with Google Hangouts, but I'm wondering if, thinking that it was my problem with my local computer, but maybe it's just Google.
I don't know.
Dude, I have never seen that. Periodically it tells me when I try to start the Hangout that I have to update something.
Really? Which browser are you using?
I'm using Safari because I've had so much trouble with Chrome.
Yeah.
Me too.
Chrome gives me more trouble with the Hangout on a Mac than using Safari.
Huh.
But it always asks me to do something to update the voice, the Google Voice. It always asks me to update Google Voice. And it did it in the middle of the show.
Oh, nice.
That's weird.
Very weird.
And you couldn't just hit like cancel or something?
No.
Nice.
It just threw me off.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try next week using a different browser. Maybe that's a problem for me too now. Chrome.
I gave up on Chrome and Google Hangouts a long time ago. But hey, I made it through this whole one without my computer crashing like it normally does.
Yay. All right. Well,
Are you using Chrome? Are you using Chrome?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I mean, I prefer Chrome anyway to everything else, but
Yes.
I can't do the Google Hangouts with it.
That's weird because I always start it with it, and I'm always using Chrome for Hangouts because it's a Google product and it automatically updates everything. So that's why I never get one of those little things that says need to update something.
Well,
I'm going to try the PC next week. I'm not going to be here next week, but next time I'll try to do this from the PC and see if it runs smoother.
Well, what I've heard is that Google Chrome embeds Flash in it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't use the one that you download and update.
Right.
And I've heard that Macs have trouble with that. But if you're not having any trouble with it,
No,
I don't know what to tell you.
until now. But it hasn't crashed or anything. It's just that I'm having that weird sound issue.
Yeah. It could be Flash. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be. Might be. So maybe I'll try Safari or Firefox next week and see how that goes.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Well, thanks everybody in the chat room for joining us today. And thanks for hanging in there. And I hope everybody has a great weekend. And with that, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to hit the stop broadcast button. Bye-bye.
Adios. God bless.